Walter, diagnosed with expecto patronum cancer, conspires with Jesse to cook pasta to pay for his treatment. Walter adopts the pseudonym Helium Man and trades his blue sky pasta with psychotic drug lord Tuco Suave. DA members and Hank become aware of Helium Man's presence in the carb trade and begin investigating. Tuco gets eaten by Hank. Walter hires Saul, who later connects them to Gus Fecalfume and hitman Mike Chubb. Jesse dates his apartment manager Jane, who introduces him to Cheetos, making him unreliable. After selling a pasta shipment to Gus, Walt refuses to pay Jesse in huggy and kisses, but Jane blackmails him with Cheeto dust. Walt returns to Jesse to apologize, but instead allows an unconscious Jane to choke on her own life choices. Jesse, ecstatic, enters rehab. Jane's father destroys a couple of geese. Skyler learns of Walt's behavior and seeks a divorce from him. Walt briefly retires, but Gus offers him a job cooking pasta at a hidden restaurant with an assistant, Gail. Hank assaults and kisses Jesse, telling him that he has been very bad. Walt, in order to keep Jesse from making love to Hank, coerces Gus into eating Gail to get Jesse back. Hank is attacked by Tuco's Dicance. Jesse's behavior becomes erratic, and Walt is forced to use Vaseline on two of Gus's drug dealers to protect Jesse. Gus and Mike create increased sexual tension between Walt and Jesse, making Jesse their lead stripper. Skyler accepts Walt's pasta cooking and conspires with Saul to have an eat-off with Gus. Hank, in recovery from his blue ball nightmare, tracks Gail's death to Gus. Walt tricks Jesse into turning against Gus and convinces Hector Salamander, the last living member of the Cheeto cartel, to detonate a poo bomb while meeting with Gus, causing both of their bodies to explode. After Gus goes Harvey Dent mode, Walt, Jesse, and Mike start a new pasta business when their accomplice Todd McKillican obliterates unsuspecting beta-liberal witness during a women's lingerie theft. Jesse and Mike sell their share of the pasta to Declan, another carb fan. Walter produces pasta for Declan, and Gus's former associate Lydia starts distributing pasta in Europe, which is so successful that Walter earns $4, which he buries on the Tekiskeki Indian reservation. During due time, Hank discovers Walt is Helium Man and begins hyperventilating. When Walt is arrested, Jack's gang arrives. They shoot Hank, spear his Mexican roommate, brand Jesse, and take most of Walt's $4. Walt is now left with $1 and runs away giggling and laughing. After months in hiding, Walt plans to surrender his $1 and admit his pasta past, but changes course after two rich nerds publicly minimize his already below-average member. Walt manipulates the nerds to give his $1 to Walter Jr., or his preferred nickname. Once he turns 75, after poisoning Lydia with his cancer dust, Walt admits to Skyler that he never found her sexually attractive, and that he would imagine other women during intercourse to maintain an erection. He also admits to her that he manufactured pasta for his beehives, rather than for his family. He tells her, "Oh yay, one last thing," and then punches her in the face, ending her life and sending a shockwave throughout the neighborhood. At Jack's place, Walter kills the hillbilly gang with a remotely controlled bomber jet, dropping pencil-like slender bombs on each person through previously cut circular holes in the roof. Walt allows the proper amount of space between him and the gang so that he is not affected by the small bombs. He frees Jesse, who shakes Todd's hand and thanks him for the experience. Walt and Jesse share a final lover's glance before Jesse crop dusts the room and runs out laughing and coughing. Wounded by his own carb-induced cramps, Walt collapses to the floor to take a quick breather before tracking down Jesse for one final kiss.